Welcome to Play PSVR, the podcast, episode 72. Adam, what two numbers multiply together to give you 72? Do you know? Can you do that math in your head right now? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 1,
7 and 2.
7 times 2 is 72. That's absolutely correct. Welcome to episode 72, 7 times 2 of Play PSVR, the podcast. I am Alex. I'm here with Adam, and Adam is sick, and I'm tired, and we're both sick and tired. But we are going to pump out an episode for you guys so you can listen to a little bit of stuff before you get ready to dive into the outer space world of No Man's Sky. We know that's what you want to hear about. It's not out yet, guys. We're not going to talk about it. Anyways, we are going to talk about what we're drinking. Adam is over there sitting there thirsty like a dog. You can't see it on the podcast, but he is drooling over some anime babes right now. Adam, can you turn the anime babes off on your computer and just start talking to me about PSVR? Man, we're trying to do a podcast here. What are you drinking tonight, thirsty boy?
Cindy Arum's breast milk.
Is she a mom?
Somehow she can still squirt some out without being pregnant. Don't know how it works.
I think that's a thing that happens. I think some guys can do that too. Not me. I don't know from not. I can't do it.
That's a whole. I'm not gonna get off here. So here's the thing, Alex. I have been waiting for this episode for all week. Not because I want to talk to you, not because I want to talk about PSVR, but because I had some peach green tea I was going to open up and, I was excited for it. I've been waiting for it all week. But then something struck me, and it just altered everything about who I am. So I didn't drink the peach green tea for tonight. I saved something called Sip. And it is sparkling, zesty blood orange, lime, and jalapeno.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hate the name, but I think I like the flavor. Is that good?
I haven't had it yet, big boy. That's what this podcast is about. To drink the Gamerjuices, and then I tell you.
All right, so Sip with 2 P's. Sip.
Yeah.
That's very close. That's very close to how you spell the word piss. Does it taste like sip?
Actually, if you turn it backwards, that's how you spell pee. Okay, so here's the thing. It's good. I taste no jalapeno. That's the thing that I was most interested in. I know I like blood orange and lime. That's nothing special. But I thought maybe an after kick of jalapeno would have turned this into something that you could buy in LaCroix or at Sam's Club or at the Come and Go, into something that is memorable and would have opened up a piece of me, my mind, and my soul. And unfortunately, it has not. It is only 35 calories. I know it's gluten-free, and I know there's nothing artificial in it, but I can't taste the jalapeno. I feel like they just did that to dick with me. It's not even in the ingredient list. Freaking dicks.
You got screwed. It's like a V8. It's got all the vegetables on it. It's really just tomato juice, guys. V8, it's tomato juice. That's all. No vegetables in there. They've got broccoli on there. It's not happening. Anyways.
Dude, I am going to drive to Fort Washington, PA, and I'm going to burn it down.
And you're going to find a stash of jalapenos they didn't put in their drink.
They'll have them on their weenies to make them burn.
Anyways. Okay. Moving on to my gamer juice. I went to the Come and Go and bought like a Zions energy drink water or something. I got too tired walking back and I chugged it down, so I don't have that anymore. So I stole my daughter's drink from the Come and Go. It's Peppa Pig. These are good to grow. Adam, if you ever man up and have kids, you'll run into these. It's these juice bottles. This is a strawberry kiwi flavor, but they get you. It looks simple. This thing would normally be 50 cents, but they put an animated character on the top, and so your kid wants to get every single one. My daughter's never even watched an episode of Peppa Pig, but she demands to get the Peppa Pig Good to Grow because she doesn't already have it. Well, joke's on her. I'm drinking this bad boy today because I don't have a gamer juice. So let's see how it goes. Oh my God, it's impossible to open. It's got all sorts of things on it.
That's why I opened my stuff beforehand. You are such an amateur.
Well, I wasn't planning on actually drinking it, but then I got mad thinking about how my daughter's never seen Peppa Pig, but she has a Peppa Pig juice. I'm going to drink this shit.
I hate this. Is the worst podcast anyone has ever listened to.
We're just going to start over after this segment, Adam. Forget about it.
This is an abysmal podcast that we have got. We have talked about nothing about
that tastes pretty good. Strawberry kiwi tastes like V8, surprisingly enough. My daughter's been drinking some good stuff, getting healthy. I thought it was just like fun juice. All right, Adam, let's move on to some video game reviews. What do you have? What do we want to talk about this week?
You know, I'm distraught that your gamer juice has more jalapeno in it than mine does. And mine's...
It's for babies.
Baby jalapeno. So I think we should start with Power A Play of the Week. And since Bethesda didn't give me Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, F them, I'm not going to have that as the Play of the Week. So, Alex, you tell me, what do you consider to be the Play of the Week?
Okay, I think this is an adequate Power A Play of the Week. I still think it's hilarious that we're doing a Power A Play of the Week, but let's just roll with it.
We love you, Power A.
Thank you for the $5 headset stand that you bought a permanent spot on our podcast with.
It sounds official. It sounds like we're legit. And if you guys can't tell, it's a pretty free-flowing podcast tonight. We don't have a ton of material, so we're just kind of letting it ride.
Yeah, it's a jam session.
If you'd ever shut up and quit complaining, we'd cover the Power A Play of the Week.
Power A Play of the Week this week is Angry Birds Under Pressure. Now, there's a 2 in here in the title somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is. Is it Angry Birds
2, the movie?
No,
VR Under Pressure.
No, it is. I just pulled it up. It is the Angry Birds movie 2 VR. So it is not Angry Birds VR 2. That would be a sequel to the game Adam played. This is the Angry Birds movie 2. So this is a video game tie-in to the Angry Birds movie 2, which I don't think is out yet. Under Pressure. So this is another Angry Birds game in VR. It is not a sequel. It is a different type of game. And that is our Power A Play of the Week. It is developed by XR Games. The price is $29.99, and thank you to the developers for generously providing us with a code. Now, Adam, what do you want to know about this game, man? I just, caveat, I tried to do this for the Golden Stream. This game, for some reason, cannot allow you to stream from your PlayStation device. They have it on their website. It's like a technical inability to do it. I think it's because of the asymmetrical gameplay of the video game, of the VR game itself. So that is why I didn't stream this week on the Golden Stream, guys. I'm sorry. I tried my butt off. It just didn't work.
Under pressure. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum,
Right.
bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Were you in that Queen movie, the Freddie Mercury movie?
I was the Queen, but you know.
All
so
right.
I'm assuming, and I obviously have not watched you play the game because you couldn't stream it. So in the first Angry Birds game, you literally just played Angry Birds. They had a stack of birds and buildings to blow up, and they had like maybe 2 or 3 spots that you could teleport and shoot your birds at. Is this the same?
This is not the same at all. The only thing this has to do with Angry Birds is the characters. The gameplay is nothing like Angry. Well, there's a little bit here and there that's like Angry Birds. You can kind of shoot your bird in a direction. It's really funny to say shoot your bird, by the way. But you can shoot your bird in a certain direction, but that's not what the gameplay is about.
Okay, so I'm confused because that's all Angry Birds is about, shooting your bird.
Okay, well, let me describe a little bit. I saw Angry Birds, the movie, the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I haven't even seen trailers for it, even though when you start the game up, it shows you a pretty lengthy trailer of the movie. And the movie looks, relatively funny. It looks like a decent animated flick. I might go see it one day. However, in this game, the birds, normally in Angry Birds, the birds and the pigs are enemies. Now they're frenemies. They are best friends, and they're working to go explore another island where there looks like there's going to be some other bad guys or something like that. What happens in this game is you go in a submarine to cross the great ocean, and in the submarine you're trying to collect treasure. The way you collect treasure is you have one person is a big piggy named Leonard, and he is sitting atop the submarine, and he's looking down at like a platform area in the submarine. And in that platform area, you have the small bird. I forget what his name is. I think his name is Red. You have Red, the bird, and he's running around on this platform, and he has to grab blocks and put them in certain places in order to shoot plungers and shoot missiles out of the submarine. So the way the game, so that's what the game is about. You're basically accumulating materials, and it's like a race against time so that you can shoot plungers at treasure boxes and then pull the treasure boxes in and then collect the treasure.
This sounds stupid.
Well, if I can explain the controls, I might be able to explain this a little bit better, Adam. So move on to the next question.
But my thing is, okay, whatever. So you use motion controllers or the move controller?
You use the DualShock. So this
What?
game this game is designed around asymmetrical multiplayer, meaning one person is playing as the pig sitting atop the environment, and he's overseeing what's going on, and he has the DualShock. At the beginning of each level, there's a little hologram DualShock you're supposed to move your DualShock into to gain control of I forget what it's called, it's the Magna hook or something like that. Basically what it is you aim the DualShock at like blocks in the environment or your little buddy Red, and you hold down the R2 and it does like a magnetic attraction. It picks up the block, and then you can let go and it'll shoot it somewhere else in the environment. However, you can also hit triangle, and that changes controls. This is if you're playing single player. That changes controls from you using the DualShock to you actually controlling Red around, controlling your bird around and letting your bird go and pick up things manually and then drop them in the appropriate spot. So the game is all DualShock controlled. The person in the VR headset is using the DualShock motion sensors to pick up things and aim things. And when you're shooting the plungers, you aim the plungers and stuff like that. If you're playing multiplayer, I wasn't able to play multiplayer. I have nobody to play with. But I could see how the multiplayer would work. It'd be kind of fun. If you're playing multiplayer on the flat screen, then you're going to be using DualShock to run around the environment.
Okay. Although I'm a little confused in the fact that I gave the game to you because you have a wife and a child to play the game with. So you stole a game from me.
Yeah, I stole it from you. Adam, you got nobody to play this with. Now,
Dude, I got so many friends, it's coming out of my a-hole. I'm shooting my bird on all my friends' faces. Okay, so the gameplay loop. You kind of already mentioned one of you are the little pig who's up on the top looking at stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're playing single player, let's assume most people probably will be. What is that like? Is it just redoing challenges to get materials?
No, so it's not like a crafting game. I said materials. It's very loosely material dependent. So I'm going to try to explain the basic, like just walk you through what I'm playing in a level. But first of all, I got to ask, Adam, have you ever heard or seen a game called Overcooked?
Yeah, for the PSVR, there was something like it.
There was something like it for the PSVR, but it's a party game that's really fun, and it's multiplayer, and you're basically trying to cook food and get it delivered to the people who ordered it in a restaurant, and it gets really crazy and fast paced, and it's time based, and it's really fun. This game really takes after that in a lot of ways. So the basic gameplay loop, here's what's going to happen. The level starts, I lock my controller in, and I aim my controller at these, there's a green block and a blue block. The green block is sticks, and the blue block is plungers. And what I'm going to do is I aim at the source of those, and I hit a button, and a green block will pop out and a blue block will pop out. And then I hit triangle, and I switch to Red, the little red bird, and he runs over, and I run over with him and have him pick up the blue block and drop it into the disposal or something, the manufacturer box. And I pick up the red box and do the same thing, and then pop, out comes two plungers. Now I pick up the plungers and I drop them into a plunger launcher that is also inside my submarine. And then my plunger is locked and loaded. I hit triangle again to release control of my little red guy, and now I'm using the DualShock aiming sensing again. And I look around my environment for a treasure chest that's somewhere out in the water outside of my submarine. And now I aim my DualShock at the treasure chest, and I hit the button, and it launches the plunger, and it sucks onto the plunger, and then I have to hit the X button to pull the treasure chest in with my plunger. And when it comes in, I change my controls back to the red bird, and he runs over and picks up the treasure that comes out of the treasure chest, and then he sets it on like a little trophy base, and that gives me the points that I want to get all the stars that I want in the level. Now, there's little things here and there that mix it up. You only have a certain window of opportunity to shoot at a treasure chest as you're moving through these levels in the submarine on rails. And sometimes instead of getting treasure, you get like a box of TNT. And so if the box of TNT blows up, then some of your things will break, like your launcher will break, and you have to run around as Red and hit the square button, and he'll work his little hammer and try to repair things around the ship so that they can work again. You can take the TNT, you can drop it in an incinerator, and then you close the incinerator, and it'll protect you from the TNT exploding. Sometimes you have to combine different treasures to make new, more valuable treasure. Sometimes you have to make a missile instead of a plunger and then launch the missile at like rocks so the rocks don't get in your way. So this is what's happening. You get like crazier things happen to you. Things keep coming at you. You have to deal with more and more problems, and it just gets overwhelming, but it's like overwhelming in like a fun and goofy sense. I found it enjoyable to play single player. I could imagine it being way more fun to play in multiplayer. But yeah, that's the gameplay loop. Adam, I don't even know if you were paying attention to me, man. Was I able to give you an adequate picture of how the game plays?
I'm not gonna completely say that it's your fault. You know, it may be a difficult game to describe,
Yeah.
but from what you said, it was one of the worst game descriptions I've ever heard in my life. I have no effing idea what you're freaking talking about. But you know, that's all right. You know, I got another question. From what you've mentioned, it's not Angry Birds. You're not playing Angry Birds, which did that upset you? Because when I go sit down, imagine someone who's looking at the PlayStation Store and they're like, oh, boom, there's an Angry Birds game. There's 2 Angry Birds games. Let's buy this latest one. Would you be disappointed, or were you disappointed that you weren't actually playing Angry Birds?
I was not. And so this is the thing. You have to remember, this isn't Angry Birds. This is Angry Birds the movie. Now,
That is so stupid.
But Angry Birds the movie is all about the attitude that they have given to these characters that have nothing to do with the original Angry Birds games. The game has the attitude and it has the atmosphere of the Angry Birds movies. It has the characterization that you would expect in the movie. So I wasn't taken aback. And you know, anybody who's going to buy a game, they need to watch some trailers or look at some pictures. If you look at a screenshot of the game, you're going to know this isn't Angry Birds. Although it does seem kind of odd that you're not like crafting birds to launch out rather than missiles or plungers. It would make so much more sense if you just launched yellow birds out of your submarine. I don't get why they didn't do that, or penguins or something like that.
Yeah, and it's actually, now I understand. It's just like a Wolfenstein the movie VR, where you're giving Hitler a hand job through a glory hole, and it has nothing to do with killing Nazis or anything like that. So now I understand what they're going for. So my last question here is, it's a hefty $29.99, dude. So is it a buy? Should we wait for a sale? I can't imagine this is a game that everyone would buy. Maybe I'm wrong, but who would this be the ideal candidate to purchase this game, and how much do you think it's worth?
So the game is enjoyable. I had a fun time playing the game. It's very simple in concept, but I kept, it's one of those things where you get in the mode, you're not having the best time ever, you're not blown away, but you just constantly are feeling like, you know, just one more level. Let me get one more level in. Man, sometimes it's really annoying, and it's kind of odd that it's Angry Birds. Angry Birds is the quintessential. That was like the first phone game that was like, yeah, just one more level. This has that appeal to it. Now, $30 is a lot to play for a game that like that's the main selling point. It's cute and it's fun, and I enjoyed the time that I spend with it. It doesn't look like there's an amazing amount of content. I haven't beaten everything in the game, but you know, yeah, I got through a whole lot, and I didn't play for much longer than like 3 hours, 2 hours, something like that. And that's almost the entirety of the game. You know, they tell you right off the bat how many stars you can get. And based off how many stars you can get, I think there's probably going to be 3 or 4 hours of solid gameplay in here, unless the game just gets amazingly difficult and you can only beat it with multiplayer. So $30 is a steep price. I'm going to recommend wait for a sale if this kind of thing is exciting for you. However, if you're regularly having like PSVR parties and you want to try some of this asymmetrical gameplay, like, you know, maybe you and your friends were fans of Overcooked and you want to try to get something similar to that incorporates VR, it might be worth dropping $30 on it. Either way, I'm going to say wait for a sale. You know, maybe wait like $20 if you're somebody throwing a VR party, or, you know, $10 if you're just interested in this idea of a game and maybe you really like the Angry Birds aesthetics.
All right, so that is Angry Birds. I'm just saying Angry Birds. That's Angry Birds. So now everyone at this point probably remember my little mishap with Target because they effed me on Wolfenstein and I got it really late and I had stuff going on in life. I haven't been able to play it. We both have been very busy. So this week was the first week I actually got to sit down and play an hour and a half worth of Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. I have not finished the game. I think I'm probably maybe halfway through. I heard it's not too long, maybe 3 hours. I've played about an hour and a half. So I'm going to be honest here. I went in with a bad attitude. I heard that it was like a tech demo, that it was short, it wasn't that impressive. But Alex, let me tell you what, I am pleasantly surprised. I really am. But here's the thing, and this is going to open up into a whole new discussion. And so I'm glad that maybe we didn't get this as a review game, because I don't really have to push actually fully reviewing it and feeling like I did a good job or whatever. So I'm just going to go. First of all, this game has the worst tracking of any PSVR game that I have played. And that is impressive. I have played Paper Dolls. I have played Special Delivery. I have played some real crap on the PSVR tracking wise, and yet not only does this take the cake, it easily takes the cake. You use the DualShock controller, and that blows my mind that they effed up the DualShock. I mean, every time I've had tracking issues, it's with the Move controller. So I was flabbergasted. I'm telling you, that guy's Will and Scarlett saw me on Twitch playing the game, and at a point, you have to turn to your left, and they have like a table that you need to pick up a crowbar, and you use the crowbar to open up a piece of a mech and change some stuff. It took me so long to grab the crowbar because you just straight up, the tracking is horrible. At one point when I was playing the game, I was at a 90, I was at the 9 o'clock position, like my body turned 90 at the, 9 degrees at the 9 o'clock position in respect to the camera, and my hands that serve as your guns was turned at, let's see, probably a 7 o'clock position in respect to my body to aim straight. Like, the tracking is horrendous on this thing. But
so is that, you think that is specific to the game? I've had similar things happen to me when I played Battlezone, and it turned out that it was my setup, that I had something reflective behind me, like a mirror or like a picture frame or like glass that was reflecting lights, and it confused the PSVR camera. Is it possible that that was happening, or do you think this is like a game specific thing? Also, keep in mind, Adam, your headset's broken.
well, first of all, butthole, the tensioners on the headset are broken, not the headset itself. Two, I tried two different setups, and I played Slumball. I played Beat Saber. I played Tetris Effect, not too much with the tracking there. But I played other games that you would think, God darn it, what was the one from Winking not long ago? The one where you make hamburgers and crap for people. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some of those you really had to have dexterity, and it worked. So I don't know why this using the DualShock.
Okay.
I don't understand. So I do think it does suck. And Will, I think, looked up and saw that the PS or PC VR versions, the tracking was also garbage.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Apparently, they just f themselves. But here's the thing, and it's really a shame. First, I guess a good thing about this, it has the best explosions I've ever seen in VR. When you you make something explode, dude, Alex, it is awesome. You need to see it, and like, the fire looks incredible. The explosions look realistic. You feel like you get some type of kickback from an explosion. It's good. The graphics are surprisingly really good. Not blurry. They're detailed. Everything is clear. I was very impressed with that aspect of the game. And so what I've done thus far in the game, to begin, you do kind of some backstory stuff, and then you get like this mech that looks like a bear. I think they call it a panther, but F them. It's a bear. You get in the bear and you go and kill Nazis. This was awesome. You have a charge attack that you can hit cars, send the cars through the air to hit the Nazis, or you can use a flamethrower and burn them all, or just charge into them. Dude, it was real fun. I was just surprised. And so the good thing about the combat is that when you have the DualShock, your L and R and a couple of other buttons use and kind of move the mech. So you don't need the fine dexterity of picking up a crowbar or issues like that. So during the combat, the tracking isn't an issue. It's only during the intermediate stages where they ask you to do the stupid little, I don't know, change of pace gameplay type of things. And then the second, you play as a drone that you go through and you shoot things and unlock things and stuff like that. So overall, somehow, I don't know how, but the tracking did not lessen my enjoyment of the game. Like, the tracking was complete garbage, and yet I was still enjoying myself. So I don't understand that. And this is where a question comes here for you, Alex. So I've just been really busy lately. I bet I have not played much VR in the past month. So do you think it's a fact that maybe this game really has something going for it where it is fun, and even though the tracking is abysmal, and I know it's short, I don't know how short, but I know it's short, it still made it worth it? Or do you think it's because I haven't played a lot of VR in the past month, so getting back in kind of rejuvenated that love and kind of like opened my eyes to how awesome it is again?
So here's the thing. Bethesda is a big game company. They know how to make very simple. They know what makes a basic game good, not necessarily what makes a VR game good, but they know basic game mechanics at the very least to make that enjoyable. This is kind of a first-person shooter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's their bread and butter. So it doesn't surprise me that there are just some solid mechanics in there. It also doesn't surprise me that the VR implementation is kind of janky. I mean, if you think back to what they did with Doom VFR, of course they're not going to get the controls right. They're going to do something really weird with it that doesn't make any sense, and they'll never fix it. So I don't think the game is necessary. The game's probably not that bad. The game's probably decent. It's got some sharp graphics, and sometimes this happens when you haven't played a VR game in a while. It happens to me when I haven't played a flat game in a while. I've only played VR, and then I go and play a flat game, and I'm like, wow, graphics are amazing these days, because I've just forgotten that they can be really good when they're not trying to be in VR. So I think it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm not surprised that the gameplay is solid and enjoyable. I think what might be most disappointing is that the game is likely just very short.
Yeah, and I think so when people are mentioning that it was a tech demo, like I mentioned, I did not have high expectations because I trusted people, and that's why you can't trust people, because you can't trust them. That's just why. It's the way it is. I don't trust them. I don't think they're right, and sometimes they're not good. Your guys' reviews of games sometimes sucks. That's how it is.
And sometimes they're good.
And sometimes they're good. But for us, ours are good and true unless they're Alex's. So my thought on this is, even if it was short, the reason people thought it was tech demo, one, because it is short, and two, it doesn't, although it's a first-person shooter, because you're in a mech, because you're controlling a drone, it doesn't have like a super immersive feel, I suppose. And unfortunately, it uses snap turning. No, you cannot use smooth turning at all. For those three things, I think is why people say it's a tech demo. But I don't think that necessarily makes it a tech demo. Firewall, when you have to sit in the freaking lobby for 45 minutes before you can get a mother effing game, the game crashing anytime you try to create a party, things like that, like game-breaking things, that's what makes it a tech demo. This, I'm able to play the game, tracking janky, but what they envisioned is what is happening. So I can understand maybe some frustrations, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not upset with it. Especially, I bought it for, I may have gotten this for free because I bought Everybody's Golf and Doom VFR, and I got 50% off one of the games, which would have been Doom VFR because it was cheaper.
You mean Wolfenstein, right?
F me, yeah, my bad. And then because Target effed me hard, they gave me a $10 discount. And so I think I got Wolfenstein for free.
Hashtag love Target.
Oh, no, I'm never going to buy a VR game from them again. But
Hashtag bless Target.
I appreciate the free game. So is there anything I can do to convince you after that long ramble of buying Wolfenstein, or are you interested at
Just what
all?
do you think I should buy Wolfenstein? It's a $20 game. Should I buy Wolfenstein knowing that it's short, snap turning, and all that stuff? Is it worth $20?
See, I'm assuming I'm halfway through. I don't know that. That's the only hang up that I have here.
Are there different difficulty levels? Can I make it hard so that it takes me longer to beat?
Yeah, 3 difficulties.
What are you playing on? Super easy?
Playing on normal.
Playing on I'm a little baby easy?
Yeah, yeah. Hold my ween while I pee because I can't hold it myself straight. Um, and it's I could
Wait,
probably.
hold on. Did your mom hold your ween when you were a child? Is that what this is from?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you wait? Hold on. Is this how you learned to use the bathroom, Adam? Is somebody had to hold your ween while you used the bathroom?
I'm pretty sure no. Yeah, no. Now what my pap did do? They used to anytime you did something that was not considered manly, they were like, go upstairs and sit down to pee. Because I guess women sit down to. I didn't get it as a kid, but that's what women do. So
Wait, so what if you? We got to go into this. I'm interested in Wolfenstein, Adam, but so you're telling me when you got in trouble as a kid, your punishment was to go upstairs and then sit down on the toilet?
No, if I did anything that wasn't masculine, like as a joke, like if I was like, what's that one? It was like energy drink for women.
Like if you kissed your dad on the lips.
Yeah, they were like, go upstairs, sit down and pee.
When was the last time you kissed your dad on the lips, Adam?
It's his birthday today, actually.
Are you going to kiss him on his lips for his birthday?
Let me be right back. Yeah, I mean, during the break, I'm going to go shoot my bird anyhow, so.
All right, Adam. So do I need to play Wolfenstein 3D for $20?
Assuming that I'm only halfway through, I honestly, if it weren't for the stupid tracking, I would say it's probably worth it if you're into Wolfenstein and you like VR. But once it goes on sale, $15 for 3 hours of what I consider pretty good gameplay, awesome explosions. I think it's worth it, dude.
The explosions, you being excited about the explosions kind of sells me on it. Like that, if somebody pulls that off really well in VR, that could be quite the spectacle. It could be very enjoyable. So yeah.
It's the best explosion in VR. It really is. It blew my nips off the first time. And the first time I charged into a car and it flew across the map and hit a Nazi. Oh, dude. Oh, I got off big time. I was like, oh. Will listened to it all, too. I heard him. He was clapping in his room. Or whatever. Like, it was big time. I didn't expect it to happen. It was good stuff. So I already rambled too much about Wolfenstein. But you got a fun little competition and some giveaways to talk about, eh?
Yeah. So, not to bury the lead, No Man's Sky Beyond is coming out August 14th. They're releasing the patch for No Man's Sky that allows us to play it on VR. We are all dying to give it a shot. There's a little bit of skepticism in my mind, thinking, how are they going to pull this off? The game looks beautiful in flat mode. So I'm extremely hyped to at least try it that way. If it is half as good in VR as it looks in flat mode, then we are in for a real treat. And you, the listeners, are potentially in for a real treat because we're going to be giving away some copies of No Man's Sky. I don't know exactly how many. I think it might be like 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. I went to the local Walmart when they were on sale and got a whole buttload of them just so I could do this for you guys, so I could do this for the fans. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a competition. By the time you listen to this, it should be posted on Reddit. I'm going to post a thread on Reddit with a link to the podcast, and I want you guys to draw your sexiest, okay, keep it clean, but your sexiest alien babe.
No, I don't care. If I see Cindy R and breast milk boobs, let's do it.
Is Cindy R an alien?
Could be.
No Man's Sky is all about exploring the universe, exploring yourself, and exploring alien bodies. So I want you to draw a picture of the sexiest alien you can think of and go ahead and post it on that Reddit thread. We're not looking for the best. We're not looking for the worst. Just do what you want to do and post it, and we're going to pick 2 or 3 lucky winners depending on how many copies of the game I have hidden away in my closet somewhere. So be on the lookout for that. and we'll contact you if you're a winner. I hope to God you guys don't live in like Antarctica or something like that. I have to spend like $800 trying to send you a copy of No Man's Sky. We're gonna figure it out. If that's what the deal is, we're gonna figure it out. But oh my goodness, please don't do this to me, guys. So go ahead. You're listening to this. Go to reddit.com/r/PSVR and look for our thread. Hopefully it's in there. You could just search play PSVR, one word, and on Reddit, and you should be able to find it. Maybe we'll link it in the show notes or something. I don't know. It depends on how lazy I get. I mean, I got to save my energy for sending out these copies of the games for free. Yeah.
For free.
That, and Adam, no, you're not allowed to enter. I'm going to find you because I know what it looks like when a grown man who draws like an 11-year-old draws a picture. I'm going to find your picture. Don't worry.
Oh, crap.
You're not going to win a copy, man. You're not going to get it.
Okay, so as we close this segment, first I want to give a little shout out to the Play PSVR fan of the week. This is going to go to Ben. I'm going to give all your personal info away, but Ben, you rock. And here's why Ben rocks. He contacted us out of the freaking blue, said he got a PSVR, got some other stuff, and he got a code for everybody's golf VR. And he knows he isn't going to play it, so he wanted to donate it to us to put in our prize pool for you, the fans. And that is why I consider a fan. Touche to you. Dude, Ben, you rock, man. I even tried to give him a code to, trade, so he gained something in the transaction. He wouldn't take it. He said, nope, I want it to be for the people. So, Ben, you freaking rock. Thank you for your support. Thanks for listening. If we can ever do anything for you. If you want No Man's Sky, Alex will send it to you. You deserve it.
I'll see if that works. I'm sure he probably already has a copy, but if he's giving away games, he probably already has it. But
giving away games.
If he's wanting one, yeah.
Absolutely. So that is the first segment. We're going to only have 2 segments this podcast. We are going to come back hot and heavy. But for now, I'm going to go and shoot my bird.
Welcome back. Segment 2. This is going to be our last segment of the podcast this week. I hope you enjoyed the discussion of Wolfenstein. I was bored to tears through it, but I'm excited to talk a little bit about No Man's Sky. Adam, tell me what you think No Man's Sky is, because it's getting a VR update this week. I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to mention it again. I'm pumped about it. Adam, do you know anything about this game?
I know I'm going to play with my pants off.
All right. What kind of game do you think No Man's Sky is?
A good game to play with your pants off.
That's exactly right. So here's the thing about No Man's Sky, the Beyond update. It's the VR update, but they're also adding really cool stuff. They are adding multiplayer, actual multiplayer, where you're running around and you can see other people running around on the planet with you. That's really cool because the entire game is a whole universe that is procedurally generated, meaning the stuff you see, you might be the first person seeing it for the first time ever, before anybody else in the world sees it.
Wait, so with this multiplayer, is it something it's co-op, or can I go and kill you?
I think you could probably kill me too, but I think it's designed to play co-op. Like we land on a planet and we build our own space station on the planet, and then we build our own spaceships and we go flying around the universe to other planets, and we just be best friends flying across the galaxy together. Is that what you want?
I could not think of something I want less.
Okay, so they also have other updates. They're adding underwater areas, which is really the trailers for it look phenomenal. They got submarines, they got little underwater jetpacks. It really looks incredible. The vegetation, the new animals, things like that. It's really surreal that after the rocky start that No Man's Sky had from the very beginning of it being released, it somehow survived, and they've kept just grinding away, and they've released this amazing product. I'm so happy to finally, I waited before jumping in, and I'm finally going to jump in VR. It's going to be fantastic. Adam, how about you tell the listeners what's happening over there with your Gamer Juice? You're doing a Gamer Juice number 2?
I am, man. So I knew I was disappointed with the jalapeno, so I went and got the big Gamer Juice I was expecting to drink tonight. It's peach green tea with lemongrass and mint. Let's effing go. The first sip is obviously very much green tea, and it's like, it's pretty good. I taste a lemon. It tastes a little mint in there. But then the aftertaste, oh, dude, it's like, it's like I ate a peach and it's still in my mouth. Like, holy crap, is it Is it good? It's almost going to be good as No Man's Sky because I'm going to be traveling the universe, baby. I'm going to be picking planet after planet. I'm going to be exploring. I'm going to be the freaking Buzz Aldrin of the mother effing VR, the PSVR. They're going to be like, oh, who are you? Louis Armstrong? No, I don't play jazz. But then I'm going to punch the guy in the face because he's going to tell me all these planets are flat and not round. I'm excited for multiplayer. I can play with my PS4 friends. You don't even have to have VR to play with me anymore. I'm going to be in VR. I'm excited. I don't know what the game's about, but you've told me it's huge. The last time you told me of something this magnitude, it was Skyrim, and that didn't disappoint. So I'm putting some of my trust in you as well, Alex. And honestly, I don't know. It's been a while since I've played what I would call a big, good VR game. Like, we've definitely had some, like, good ones, but there's differences, you know? There's differences between good games like Telefrag or something like that and No Man's Sky. Like, it's a different beast, and I'm ready for a beast of this size. So I'm excited for that. And, I mean, I've had No Man's Sky for months now waiting for this. They really are waiting till the last friggin' week of summer, but technically it's still in the summer. So I'm ready to go. Will you fly with me, Alex?
I will fly with you to the ends of the earth, but not out into the universe because the universe is for me and me alone.
Oh, dude, how much are you going to cry? Because the last time you tried to do this, you were in Megaton Rainfall, and you had a piece of you opened up that it was like a hemorrhage.
I wasn't the same person after that. I think this game gives you a stronger sense of like you can look around you. You're in a spaceship. You're in a cockpit, and you feel less like you're left out into the void and completely forgotten. This game is not going to provide the ego death that Megaton Rainfall provided, and that's a good thing in a way. So I'm probably not going to cry too much. I'm going to enjoy it though.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I don't even know what this next bit of news is, so I'm going to let you clue me in.
Yeah, so that's No Man's Sky is the only game coming out next week that we could find. So sorry if somebody else is coming out. You didn't contact us. We have no idea, guys. This other news, I just thought that was funny. Somebody posted on Reddit. I probably should have got their username. So there's that game that it's like a Korean version or a Japanese, I think it's a Korean developer, knocked off the game, that summer lesson game where you're like dating a girl. And they released a game called Focus on You, where it's like a similar thing where you're just kind of like a dating simulator with like a cute girl. Turns out when you play the game, there's little elements where you can speak into the microphone your response, and that, you know, I think maybe you nod your head or something too, and it gives you a sense of presence, like you're actually there, actually talking to the girl, which I'm sure is nice and enjoyable if that's the kind of game you're wanting to play. However, after you go through the game so much, they block out the ability to do that, and they force you to they try to get you to pay money and pay extra money on the PlayStation Store to re-unlock that ability. Like you have to buy I'm going to talk to this girl tokens in order to be able to talk to her instead of just hitting a button on the controller. It's ridiculous. And it's insane that I think the game's already like $40 or something stupid like that. And they're also trying to nickel and dime you after the fact just so that you'll continue to be able to talk to this girl every once in a while. I just thought it was hilarious. I wanted to bring it up. Adam, how much are you willing to pay to be able to talk to girls in VR?
I've already paid about $500 to do it to begin with.
And they're not talking back, are they?
No. No one a little star. They're blurry even. It's bull crap.
And they're like 700 feet tall.
Yeah. It sucks. I feel like a midget. I'm like Gary Coleman in there.
Yeah, but you like it. You like it a lot. All right, Adam, let's move on to some sales, buddy. Are you ready for some sales? We got a decent chunk of sales to get through.
I'm going to tear this up.
All right, tear this up for me, man. I need you to tell me what games I need to buy this week that aren't No Man's Sky. Wipeout Omega Collection free.
I mean, I can't stress this enough. Even more than static, I want you to buy this game.
All right, Carnival Games VR for $4.99.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I thought about it, and it's just I can't even come up with a reason to buy
Static for $5.99.
Speaking of which, yes, buy it.
Mervils for $5.99.
If you buy Mervils instead of Static, I will slap you in the teeth.
PSVR Worlds for $4.49.
Probably worth it, but for a seasoned vet, I don't know.
Star Trek Bridge Crew Next Generation Bundle for $18.14. That is actually sounds like a decent deal.
Maybe, but I don't trust there's going to be people online, and I don't care about Spock. Do it for Nimoy. Get out of here.
Eagle Flight for $6.59.
No.
Star Trek Bridge Crew by itself for $13.19.
I didn't even know what the difference between those two are. I still don't think it's worth it.
Werewolves Within for $6.59.
Fun game, but no one plays except for one night a week if you're lucky. Probably not worth it.
Time Machine VR for $10.49.
No, I wish I had Time Machine and get your refund back from buying that game.
Arizona Sunshine for $13.99.
That's a good price. This game disappointed me, but I mean, it's probably worth $13.
I get that DLC coming out soon too, which might be decent. Riggs Mechanized Combat League for $6.99.
I mean, it's not bad. I feel like it's going to be hard to find multiplayer, and the single player gets insanely difficult way too soon. So buyer beware.
I think it's worth it. It's a really polished and high quality, almost AAA experience in PSVR. It's really fun. Just find somebody to play with, and you'll have a really good time. It'll be well worth that money. Here They Lie for $6.99.
I think it's another game probably worth it. It's shorter, and it's a fun, creepy experience. That is about as high as I would pay for it, though, honestly.
Okay. Raw Data for $15.99.
No.
Thumper for $7.99.
Yeah, Thumper's a good game.
Tumble VR for $3.99.
You like this?
Yeah, it's like a Jenga or Boom Blocks. If anybody played that on the Wii, it's like that, but in VR. It's really fun. It's oddly enough put out by the same people who did Rush of Blood. Nobody knows that. I know it though. Infinite Mini Golf for $5.99.
No.
Transference for $9.99. That's Elijah Wood's game. It's pretty scary. That's
the demo was pretty good and pretty just like what the F is going on.
I think that might
heard much about it, so that kind of scares me.
I think that might be my DOTW. That means Deal of the Week. I might pull the trigger on that. Farpoint for $9.99.
Oh, do you mean the Power A buy of the week?
I'm sorry, the Dower A Deal of the Week.
Okay. Farpoint, if you have the aim controller, must buy, and if you don't, then buy both of them.
Yeah. Exorcist Legion VR for $3.49. That's episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who's going to buy one episode? Give us a bundle.
Bound, $9.99.
I still don't think so.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive for that game. I think it was free. Drive Club VR for $7.49. I think the multiplayer servers are shut off now.
Yeah, that ruins it.
Borderlands 2 VR, $24.99.
I think it's probably good, but until you come out with multiplayer, dude, I'm not playing it.
Dude, if you have the aim controller, it's well worth it.
I don't care. We have multiplayer universe games now, like No Man's Sky. We don't need this crap without multiplayer.
Universe games. Prison Boss VR for $9.99.
I'm going to need that to be cheaper.
Inpatient for $9.99.
I need that to be better.
Killing Floor Incursion for $9.99.
I need the multiplayer to work.
Until Dawn, Rush of Blood for $7.49.
It's just a good game. There's no time. Yeah, you got to buy that.
Eve Valkyrie Warzone for $14.99.
You might as well play Starblood Arena because that's as much a multiplayer as you're going to get.
If people are still playing it, that game is still very much worth playing.
But I don't think they are.
Okay, Paranormal Activity.
Last time I attempted, they were not.
There's decent bots on there, so you can go into a server with bots and you won't even know if you're playing against humans or not. I enjoy it. I need to get back and play that game. It's really fun. Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul for $14.99.
I'm interested, but I mean, come on, guys, come on, give us $10.
Angry Birds VR 1: The Isle of Pigs for $8.99.
I don't think so. I mean, no.
Creed: Rise to Glory for $17.99.
You tell me.
Oh, man, it's been out for a while. It's fun, and the multiplayer is fun. It's just, I don't know, man. $17.99, that's like a high price for games that have been out for like almost a year now. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes for $8.99.
If you have people to play, yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Gun Club VR for $14.99.
No.
No. People really like it. People really like it. I don't get it. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams for $14.99.
I don't think so. Even with, I mean, they put a lot of good work in it, but it just sounds like Zing would be the way to go.
Yeah, if you're looking for one of those meditative, kind of weird walking simulator relaxation games, different environments, they made it a lot better than it was at launch. $14.99 is not a bad. That's not a huge risk to take if you're interested in this kind of game. Space Junkies for $11.99.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
a good price.
Yeah, Intruders Hide and Seek for $12.99.
That one, I can't tell you to buy that when Space Junkies is less, but Intruders is a good game, especially at $10. It's a buy at that point.
Super Hot VR for $17.49.
Yes.
Quar Infernal Machines for $20.99.
No.
Virtual Reality for $14.99.
Once again, I say buy.
Blood and Truth for $31.99.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for $14.99.
Yeah. Of course, if you don't have it at this point, you're probably not going to get it because you're too big of a pansy. Go sit down in the toilet and pee.
And let Adam hold your ween. Pixel Ripped 1989 for $11.24.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
These numbers, man, they're just throwing them out there, just making them up. Moss for $19.49.
Is that with the soundtrack?
No, it's the game by itself, and it says they actually turn off the music in this version, and you have to whistle to yourself.
Oh, then that's worth it. Get that music out of here.
Get the music out of here. All right, that is it for the sales, Adam. Anything else? Do you have I have an airing of grievance this week. Do you have one?
You know, I'm pretty happy. I'm playing Wolfenstein, and obviously, like I said, tracking sucked. But for some reason, I'm not up in arms about anything. So it's your time. It's your time.
All right. This is the week that No Man's Sky comes out. And I purposely put off playing No Man's Sky because I wanted to enjoy it in VR once I heard that it was going to be in VR. And No Man's Sky has a single player component and it has a story. And I heard interesting things about the story. I'm a guy who likes interesting modes of storytelling. You get little bits and pieces here and there and you slowly put the story together. It can really motivate me in a game like No Man's Sky when you're trying to, the basis of the game is building things and crafting materials and it's borderline endless. When there's little drips of information, that kind of gives me motivation to get off this planet and go to the next planet and progress through the game. But sometimes somebody spoils the story for you, and it ruins the entire experience. And that happened to me when I listened to a certain other podcast that talks about PSVR games. Yeah, the host on there just flippantly said, oh yeah, this is what happens in the game. This is what the game's about. And he made it like it wasn't a big deal. He thought he was so cool because he had already spent 200 hours or something like that playing No Man's Sky. He's so cool that he's allowed to spoil the story for a game that a lot of people are waiting to play for the first time when it comes out in VR. I don't want to name names. I don't want to be that guy, but you know who you are, man. It's a total douche move, and you're a total douche for doing it, man. It doesn't make you cool to know what the story is for a game and then just spoil it for everybody before they even have a chance to realize, man. It makes you a turd. You're the turd of the week. You are the Tower A turd of the week. You know who you are.
The Power A turd of the week.
The Power A.
I just want to keep saying Power A as much as it. Welcome to Power A.
Welcome to the Power A podcast.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to hold myself back. I'm trying to be tasteful. I don't want to name names here, man. It just pissed me off, man. Normally I don't care about spoilers, but it was a mixture of like the spoiler and then the attitude of like, guess what? This is what happens. It's like when that kid goes and sees all like the cool movie before everybody else does, and he's just like such a nerd and annoying, and he just thinks, oh, people's gonna like me if I spoil the movie for him. If it makes me cool that I know something nobody else knows, it doesn't make you cool, man. It makes you a jerk. Makes you a jerk, makes me not like you. That's why I haven't listened to your podcast in like 8 weeks now.
Okay, well, now that that's off Alex's chest, I want to thank you for listening to Play PSVR, the podcast. This was episode 72. Thank you very much for sticking tuned. And subscribe, rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. We want to hear from you. We want to get better. Stay tuned for the Reddit contest for the sexiest alien drawing. That is to win free physical versions of No Man's Sky. Look, it doesn't need to be good. It's going to be a random drawing. So we don't care what it looks like or where it is. It could be tattooed on your body. It could be on a piece of scrap paper found in your wallet. Or it could just be a picture of your turd that has a slight resemblance to an alien. It counts, and you will be rewarded. Thank you again. Catch you next week on Play PSVR the podcast, where virtual reality is our reality.